top, Steve.
Hey guys, it's Hudson from Zilla Pristine. Right now I'm here with Millswaschosen and infamous music producer Myles Martin. How are you guys?
We're doing good.
How are you feeling? We are at your listening event. Everybody just heard your album. Like, how does that feel?
I feel really good. It's always good to see everybody else's perspective of things, you know. And we had a full house, so it was just nice to see everybody was rocking with it.
What's up? Let's go through the process of your album. I mean, it's different from a mixtape. So what was it like? Was your energy different? Did you have different expectations with this?
Most definitely different expectations because it was a different approach as well. We took a different approach as far as like the time we spent putting into each record and just how thought out the track list was going to be. You know, it kind of took us a few years just to put this together.
A few years?
Yeah.
So how long has this album been cooking up for?
I want to say a little over 3 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So what's the process like creating? Like, are you like, hey Myles, like I'm ready to do this album. Let's start working, or is he sending you beats?
I'll let Myles answer this one.
Really, it's a mix of everything. Like sometimes I might send him beats just when I have ideas. For this specifically, it was like we locked in a lot. So we got in sessions, a lot of studio sessions. He kind of came to the table with a lot of ideas, songs he wanted to sample, things he wanted to use, vibes he wanted to go for. And then, you know, I came to the table with ideas too. And really sending in ideas, and really for this, it was a bunch of sessions. So, and it grew out of that, really.
Okay. And let's talk briefly about you, Myles, because you got a story. So who are you? Like, how did you get into this industry?
I'm Myles. I'm a music producer. I've been producing for some years now. I got into the industry twice, I would say. Once in high school, I was kind of new, and I was kind of just networking with people. Met some Def Jam A&Rs. They kind of guided me a little bit, showed me the business a little bit, and things kind of fizzled out with them. I started doing my own thing. I met some other people, and they really kind of brought me into the industry and kind of like really showed me the industry. And it was cool. It was cool. It gave me it gave me what I needed to see about the industry. You know, like I learned a lot of things. Learned a lot of things that I liked about the music industry. A lot of things I didn't like about the music industry. And I got a lot of placements. I got a lot of work, and it's been cool. That's pretty much been my journey, and still doing music to this day, just from a different approach. But it's pretty much been my journey.
Okay, that's big. So let's talk about your guys' relationship. I mean, nowadays you kind of see dynamic duos with a producer and a rapper. I mean, we've seen like Hit Boy and Nas. Is that kind of like your guys' relationship? Because this is like every project you have, Mills, or even in No Politics, it's just Myles.
I would definitely say that. But a little deeper because we're business partners as well. Like, this isn't just like a once in a lifetime thing where we're gonna do a few projects. Like, we're really locked in on a deeper level where we co-own No Politics, you know. So I just say this is just like us setting the foundation for what's really to come in the future.
And what can we expect from the future besides, like, after this album comes out, what's next? If we can even touch there.
A lot. No Politics, really, like I said, that's the home base. So we have other artists, we have other projects, we have, just like I said, a lot of things up our sleeve right now, and we just rolling them out one by one.
Okay. So let's focus on the album right now. We're here at the release party. What is the background story for you picking this album title? What's its worth?
Really, it came to me from just finishing the project and realizing like the time that we put in and just understanding the magnitude that it has on our lives. And that's really how I came to that name.
In most of your songs, you talk about dealing with stress and how, even in one song, you mentioned how some people, cope to drugs and stuff, but you stand solid and just deal with it. Where does that faith come from?
Really, it just comes from just understanding like what I want out of life, So really, I feel like it's that simple. A lot of people don't know what they want in life, so they run to different vices. I'm fully aware of who I am and what I want, so I feel like there's no need for me to run to anything outside of what I got going on.
What advice would you give to those who are still trying to find themselves?
It's a lifelong battle. I don't feel like anybody ever fully finds themselves, so I feel like just with that information, I hope that inspires them to just keep going, keep searching every day for another piece of themselves.
You mentioned your mom a few times in this album, and she's also on one of the outros. What does your mom how is she like a big inspiration to you in your life and music?
She is probably one of my top inspirations because I want to say most men and their mother, have a tight relationship, but me and my mom, I feel like she's seen all the good and the bad with me at the earliest ages. You know what I mean? And sees where I'm at now and still shows me the same love and care. So I feel like that has a lot to do with it.
And what about you, Myles? How does your mom play a role in your life and music?
My mom's, she's great. She's great. She's not to get deep, but she's my first. She's every man's first love. That the mother role, and she's been a great depiction of a black woman. So as far as music, she's always supported me. She's always been real supportive of whatever I do, music, school, whatever. And she's always just been there in my corner, really. She's a laid-back type of person, very supportive, very loving, and she's always just been there when I needed her, really.
How important is it to have family around you guys, like at times like this?
It's important. It's really important. Your family is like your backbone, really, to me. So it's really important, especially in these times of your life where we're kind of in like a building stage or growth stage. They're very important. They're your foundation. So I feel like as long as you keep your relationship strong with your family, y'all might agree, disagree with, certain aspects of life, but, your family is your foundation. And I feel like if you don't have a strong foundation, you'll fall with anything. So I believe in staying close to family.
In one of your songs, Mills, you talk about how you ask for forgiveness, but you don't really accept apologies. Why is that?
I think I said like to clarify that. It's more so like I ask for forgiveness, but I don't do apologies. I mean, to me, it's just a difference. Like, okay, like to ask to be forgiven, that's the most genuine way of just acknowledging you messed up. But to apologize, that's kind of like, to me, cowardly. Like, I feel like apologizing is like a cop-out.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's why I'm like, I'd rather, genuinely admit what I did than to just, I apologize. Like, that doesn't change anything.
Have you encountered like a lot of people like that still, or?
Of course, you deal with it every day, but sometimes I don't feel like it's people doing it on purpose. Like, that's just how they're programmed.
You have a really good song on the album that everybody here went crazy for. We have several songs, the whole album actually. You got Celebrate, what is it, Murder Witness, what is it, Trap Stars. Like, what was it like creating that? Like, how do you feel just hearing the energy from everybody in there?
I mean, you can ask Myles. It's kind of funny because a lot of those songs were like, I knew, and I sent it to him. Like, I was already, how y'all feel is how I felt, and I sent it to him instantly, and he was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, every time, like, yeah, it's a hit. So I feel like I'm not surprised. It's just more of a confirmation for me.
Okay. And you are, throughout this album, you definitely can tell that it seems like you manifest a lot of things. Mm-hmm. Do you believe, well, I mean, it sounds like you do believe that manifestation is real. How did you, like, dive into that? Because you seem like such a spiritual person.
God. God, like religion opened the door for manifestation for me. I'll say it like that. Like God, like I believe manifestation has to do with your faith. And like I said, I was introduced to faith through religion. And that's really what it is for me.
Okay. And let's talk about your lyrics. You are such a powerful rapper. Like, what are your inspirations?
Like as far as life-wise or music-wise?
Music-wise. Like, are there any celebrities?
Oh, yeah.
Rappers? Singers?
It varies. It varies. Like, my favorite artist ever is Michael Jackson.
Really?
Yeah. So my favorite artist, like anybody who knows me, like probably gonna laugh when they see this, like, cause I'm a really big Michael Jackson fan.
Why Michael Jackson?
I just feel like he's undeniably the greatest musician ever.
Okay.
It's like undeniably, you know. It's one of those. We can look at the stats. We can look at what he's done. We can look at the performances. We can look at the videos. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody's competing with him.
What about rap-wise? Any
Rap-wise? Yes, originally, like I want to say, like of course, like the greats like Tupac and Biggie. That was my first love. Like, those are the first rappers I really fell in love with their music. But other than that, like Nipsey, Meek Mill, and there's a lot of artists, but those people are like people I really studied coming up.
What about you, Myles? What producers inspired you, and who do you look up to?
To his point, Quincy Jones.
Okay.
Quincy Jones. I feel like he's probably the greatest producer of modern times. Undeniably, it's all the things he did, his resume. Dr. Dre, as far as hip hop, I feel like he's like the Quincy Jones of hip hop. As far as like more modern producers, I like Frank Dukes. I like Timbaland is a big inspiration of mine. Scott Storch. Yeah, a lot of people. Just Blaze for sure. Yeah, a lot of people. Too many people to name, but yeah, there's a lot of hot producers for sure.
So, piggybacking off of that, how do you guys create Celebrate? Because that is just wow. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like Raps in the Middle by Nipsey. So what was it like creating the beat? And how did you feel when you heard it?
The beat? How did we make that beat? But like it sounded with that la 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 la. Yeah. I was just going through samples, and that choir main la 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 sound like children screaming. But that sound was the first sound, and I think Mills picked that out actually, and we just built around that as far as the beat. And yeah, Mills rapped on it. He sent it back, did some post production. It got mixed, it got mastered, and it was a hit. That was it, as far as production.
I mean, for me, it's exactly like he said. That it started off with that la 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 because we was in like a production session for the album, and I heard that la la la, and it reminded me of like Hard Knock Life by Jay-Z.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So it just gave me that feel, and I was like, we got to run with that. And he just really just built around that. Once I told him that, we usually click. Like once we figure out a sound, we usually click. I let him do his thing, and then he lets me do my thing, and it just came out like that.
Okay. So let's speak on the music video. It seems like it's a movie. What was it like shooting that? What was the storyboard like before you guys even started shooting that? It's crazy that you asked that question because I really have like a whole dedicated team for my visuals right now. And it's funny because my main director, Dre, like, we're getting to see all of these ideas, right? Like everybody's coming with like different ideas, like full storyboards, and we had to sit and really pick which one made sense for the timeline. And actually none of them fit. Like they're all great, but it didn't fit in our timeline because it takes a lot that goes into these videos. A lot of people don't understand. So me personally, we already had the date locked in of how things were going to get done, and I had to come up with an idea on the spot. But the grand scheme of things, being that I have this team of videographers and directors and creators and writers, is because we're creating a story with the videos. With the videos.
Yeah.
Does that mean like the whole album?
Yeah, with the whole album, every video is gonna be part of this story that we're putting together.
Wow.
And that one, that's why it was shot like that. It was just a robbery scene, but it's all gonna come into context when you see the rest of the videos.
The puzzle piece.
Exactly.
Okay. You also speak on your project, shooting this, the ending track. What was it like making that? Because it just sounds, I think even somebody in here said it, kind of like a Rick Ross vibe.
It was very organic. Like I feel like on the intros and the outros, me and Myles always like go overboard, and we always kind of know which way we're gonna go. And this one, like we're fans of Rick Ross music, so like that whole sound, that orchestra heavy band sound, like we into that, and that's something we've been trying to do. And he did it. He sent that beat to me a long time ago, and then I doubled back to it when it was time to do this album, and I did my thing on it, and he just did the post-production, and that was really that.
In your last response, you mentioned kind of like having quality or quantity. What do you prefer, quality or quantity? Which one do you stand on?
I stand on quality always. That's why if you notice, like all last year, my releases were very small. Like I was dropping 3-song EPs outside of like the No Politics projects and stuff. It's like everything was very small and intimate, so you can really get a good grasp of who I am, you know?
What about you, Myles? Is it quality or quantity for you as well? Or?
Absolutely. I always stand on quality. I feel like one of the problems we have now with music is quantity over quality as far as how the industry's going. But yeah, I always stand on quality. I feel like that's most important, the quality of the product. Yeah, no, I agree completely, for sure.
So this is a listening party. When can we expect like a release date? Like when can people expect to hear the album?
I'll tell you March for sure.
March, okay.
For sure, like we'll get the release party probably sometime by then. If not the end of March, I said if not the end of March, directly like the month right after March.
Okay.
For sure.
Once the album drops and people listen to it, what do you want them to like? What do you want them to take home with them? What do you want them to know about Millswaschosen?
A lot of things. Like I said, I feel like it's a lot to unpack. We took our time, and I gave people a lot to unpack. That's why even like these opinions right now, it's cool. That just let me know it's really great because they don't have it in their tape deck yet. So when, you know what I mean, when you got it on your iTunes or however you listen to music, it's a little more personable, and you can really feel it the way you want to feel it. You know what I mean?
Would you say there's like a certain way to listen to it?
Not at all. You can listen to it on shuffle. I had people tell me like they didn't like the order I had it, so it's like that's cool with me too. But my point is it's gonna get to you either way.
That is it. What about you, Myles? After this drops, what can the people expect from you? Any beat tapes? Any other collabs with the No Politics signees?
They can expect a lot of work with No Politics. A lot more work with Mills. Yeah, you know, be doing my thing. They catch me in random areas, producing for their favorite artists. But you know, I can't, foresee the future. But I'll be working for sure. They expect something. They'll get something for sure. Yeah.
Well, that is it. An exclusive interview from Zone 15 with Myles and Millswaschosen. Any shout outs you guys want to give?
Shout out No Politics, and shout out to everybody who came and showed love to us tonight. We definitely appreciate it because we put a lot of hard work into this stuff.
What about you, Myles? Any shout outs?
Shout out No Politics and Millswaschosen. You already know.
Make sure y'all go stream the album when it drops. That's it.